What's your favorite conference tradition? Ready, go.
Mine's a new conference tradition.
Oh.
I haven't always had this. I just started having this year. My Talon knows this to be true. My conference tradition is I go buy a Lego set on Friday night before conference
I
starts.
forgot that.
And then I do a Lego set during conference. And it's the best, you guys. I've never paid more attention in conference in my entire life than with my Lego
Really?
set. Yeah, because I'm just zoned in making my
Wow,
Lego
With the
set.
background noise.
Yeah.
There's your conference hack right there.
Get
If
a Lego
you need help
set.
paying attention, get a Lego set.
It really works.
Wow.
We should come out with a Lego set.
Wait, that would be sick. We're all like
The
Lego
conference center.
characters.
This is Kingdom
We're
Legos.
Lego characters. Oh
Come
my
to
God.
Storm
You
of Dare
build
You.
God's
We have
kingdom
we
with
have
Lego.
we have
But
to
what
start.
does that look like?
Welcome to This is Kingdom. This is Grace.
This is Talon.
This is TJ.
This is Hollis.
And y'all, we're so excited for this week because conference is next week. And this week's going to be a little bit different. This week is just our recap of the last conference. We spent the last 6 months just diving into talk after talk after talk. And we kind of just want to take a second to look back and reflect on how it's affected us, how it's changed us. And honestly, I think it's something good for all of us to do. So Hollis, take it away, my man.
Oh, all right. It's crazy that 6 months has come and gone already from conference. And as I was reflecting on these past 6 months and all these talks that we've kind of been discussing, it made me think of a journal entry that I had right in the beginning.
We're getting into Hollis's
We're
journal,
getting into
y'all.
my journal, my diary.
I love that. I always wish that I could just read someone's whole diary.
Oh,
You want to trade?
Yeah. Should we trade
You
day
would?
one?
wait,
Oh my
that's so
goodness.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay. And back to
goodness.
you, Hollis.
But I remember, I think it was after the first night I recorded with y'all. I think it was my first time being on
This
the
is getting really
Kingdom
tender.
This is Kingdom podcast. And I kind of want to read 2 paragraphs from this journal entry and kind of talk about my thoughts and feelings about it. Because I feel like when we talk about general conference, it's kind of a lot of information. And I feel like when we hear general conference talks and when we kind of apply them or try to apply them, it can get kind of overwhelming sometimes. And I feel like it relates to a little bit of what I was feeling about 6 months ago. And in this journal entry, I say, oh boy, what a day. All right, I've been feeling something that I just need to write about. I just got done recording episodes with Tal, TJ, and Grace, and I've had this heavy feeling in my chest. I've been feeling this imposter syndrome while I've been with them. They're all incredible people, so talented, and taught seminary as a profession. I've had this feeling all the way home, and now been articulating what I'm feeling with Eli and Kate, my roommates. I feel like I'm getting called out by God right now. Like God is calling me out to repent. Not that I'm not enough or what I'm doing is bad, but he wants me to level up, to upgrade. Like he knows how much I can grow right now. It's been feeling like a call to be better, a holy discomfort. I feel like there's been times in my life where I've had a similar feeling. It was just up to me on what I do with it. When I take it to Christ to ease my burden, it enables me to be more. It elevates me to a higher ground where he can work with me more effectively. And I love that journal entry because I feel like there's times in our life or moments in our life where we feel inadequate for a task. Whether it's after general conference, it's after something that happened, maybe you just had a newborn baby, maybe you just entered a new relationship, or there's times in your life where you feel like an imposter, or there's times in your life where you just feel discontent because things didn't go your way. And I feel like every time something like that happens, there's this huge gap that's created between you and God. And it can get really lonely and it's really uncomfortable at times. Because there's been times in my life where I've had a dream and just fallen short of it. There's been times in my life where I've loved a relationship I had and it ended in heartbreak. There's been times in my life where I just wanted something so bad and it didn't end up going the way I thought it would be. And in those times and in those gaps, it can feel tremendously lonely. It can feel like so uncomfortable. But what I'm learning is we believe in a God that can fill in the gaps. We believe in a God of upgrades. We believe in a God who can level us up. And that's good news. We believe in a Christ that can fill in that gap with his atonement. We believe in a God who can be with us throughout all of it. And I hope even if it's after general conference or any moment in your life where you feel that gap between you and God and it feels a little bit overwhelming, know that we're right there with you. Like, join the club, that's normal. And it makes me so happy and so grateful for these past 6 months that all these talks that we've been discussing have really helped me fill in that gap. They've really helped me realize that God is with me in that gap because he's taking me somewhere I can't get to without him.
That's so good. And it's so interesting because I was on my train ride this week. Y'all know it's my favorite thing.
I'm so jealous that you get a train ride
I
every
get
day.
an
Oh.
hour on the train to ponder. And I was going through every one of the last general conference talks from the last 6 months. And I've got every single one of them marked up. And I was looking at things that hit me and things that stood out to me. And as I was doing it, I just felt so strongly, God is good. And I was sitting there feeling God's goodness. And I realized, I think that's one of the biggest things that these general conference talks have done for me. They've been this constant reminder of God's goodness. And they've taught me that in different ways, in unique ways, and in powerful ways. And I need that because I'll hear that and I'll feel that. And then a week or two later, I forget that. And it's been so nice to fill my life with these words because they give me that constant reminder of who God is and of what my life can look like with him in it.
Well, and it's so cool because I think I completely agree with you, Talon. But it's also interesting because I feel so strongly about both the things that Hollis and Talon just said, because I really do believe that you will get to know God better, who he is, because of general conference. That's something that I do not know if I have experienced more deeply than this, since October, the last 6 months. I am shocked what I've learned about him because of the discussions we've had, even just discussing general conference together as friends. I feel like that has changed me, but also studying it individually, reading it not just one time or just during conference, but throughout the last 6 months. I feel like that's been the thing that's craziest to me is not only do I feel like I've gotten to know God's goodness better, but I feel like getting to know how good he is has made me more good. And that's the thing that I've been thinking nonstop today. And there's been so many times that I've stopped today in the middle of the day and I'm just that's crazy. And I started thinking about 6 months ago and what was happening in my life and who I was and the choices that I was making and what my day to day looked like and just all the simple things of my life 6 months ago. And I will wholeheartedly say, I do not know if I've ever grown more as a person as I have within the last 6 months. I don't know if I've ever become, I don't know, I don't want to say way better, but I don't know if I've changed so much within such a short amount of period of time in a really, really long time. And I was trying to think about really what that was. Cause I was I could get on here and I could say that it was general conference, but I was do I actually really believe that? Yeah, I don't know. I was I don't know if that's really it, but I just sat down today and I really tried to think about it. And there were 3 things that I thought of that I feel really helped me grow like that within the last 6 months.
I'm so intrigued to hear these.
Yeah. And the first one was journaling. I started journaling every single day because Hollis told me to. One time after we were done planning, we were at Talon's house in the driveway and Hollis was you need to start journaling every day. And I haven't missed a day since then. And I think I deeply underestimated how much growth has come in my life since journaling. And it's just this moment to look back in my day and be okay, who was I at the beginning of the day and who am I right now? And I think that has deeply affected who I am as a person. I also started going to therapy regularly, and that has completely changed my life and the way I see life and the way I see myself and so many super, super important things. And it's been cool because I think I'm better at therapy because I'm journaling and my journaling is better because I'm in therapy. But then I really tried to think about what else has changed. And my grandpa also gave all of the cousins in my family the challenge to read every general conference talk before the next general conference. And so I've been doing that for this podcast, but also for him. And it's been interesting because me and Talon talked about this today, actually. There's different levels of advice. And there's certain people that give better advice than other people. And I just can't help but think that general conference is God's advice for the next 6 months. And I think
it's top tier advice.
Oh, it's so good.
The best type of advice. And it's not irrelevant. It is specifically for 6 months of time. He's look, this is what you need to hear for these next 6 months. And I think that's been really cool as well, is that I think I stopped going to so many different resources for every aspect of advice that I needed. And I think God's met me with his advice through these words of prophets and seers and revelators. And I think that's been so cool. And so like at the end of 6 months, like it's actually crazy because I like want to sit here and it like makes me feel so tender that I'm like, I feel deeply changed. And yeah, I think a little bit of it is journaling, and I think a little bit of it is therapy, and I think a little bit of it is studying the words of these prophets. But altogether, I think my biggest takeaway is that God can change you in 6 months. He can make you a new person. And I think that's so thrilling to me, you know?
I love that. I just gotta say, man, I'm so happy Hollis is here, man.
Oh.
You too.
Oh.
You too.
Grace just stole my precious moment with me.
That's crazy. Well, you weren't saying anything.
I'm happy everyone's here. I'm gonna just give that
Just had
one
your hand
too.
out and I'll Okay,
Sorry,
start.
no,
Say
no,
something good.
it was
Say
just-
something really nice.
I just wanted to say from listening to Hollis in the beginning that I'm so happy that you're here, and I love you, man. Like it's so fun having you here with us, and such a blessing, such a miracle. I know for all of our listeners too. I love hearing how conferences change you in your relationship with God. I felt a little bit guilty when I was trying to think of how conferences helped me grow, because the conference before this, I had a really good routine of listening to all the conference talks, even more than once, because I would listen to one in the shower every day.
Cool.
And then I stopped showering every day. And so then, then it's like every other week. Or I'm just
TJ
playing.
hasn't showered in 6 months.
I'm just playing.
Wild.
But I stopped listening to them in the shower, and I was kind of bummed because I was like, dang, like this last conference, I haven't gone through and read all of them like consistently and regularly. But I realized something. I realized this last conference, I've never studied topically as deep and found such answers to my questions and to my concerns topically with this conference. And what has hit me is that God is not hiding anything or being sneaky with the answers that he has to our concerns. He says
way
them
cool.
straight up, explicitly in your face. All we have to do, and all I've found that in talking about conference with you guys in my own study, all I need to do is go with a question or go with a concern, and it's right there. And the proof is in the pudding. Let me pull this up. Look at, he's got all the answers to our biggest problems. So he's like, what? Oh, you're struggling to find happiness? Oh, do you want to be happy, my boy? Right? Oh, your family jacked up. You got a messed up family situation. Seeing God's family through the overview lens. You know what I mean? And then you got one of the biggest problems in the world right now with discrimination and seeing people the wrong way. And then you got, I don't even know where it's at, but you got the brothers and sisters talk from Elder Suarez. You know what I mean? And I've been hit these last 6 months. I believe and I see through our study of these talks that God is just explicitly answering our questions and our concerns and giving us guidance right up front, right in these talks. And so that makes me so grateful for who he is doing this. And it makes me so excited looking towards this next conference.
That's
It's like, what else
I've been
does he
feeling.
have?
Like I'm so hyped for another conference of just advice and wisdom and lessons about God and who he is and what he's like. And I'm so excited to hear it the first time, because the first time's exciting. And I think I might even be more excited for the next 6 months to dive in and see who we are 6 months down the road because of the time we spent in those words.
Yeah, let's not underestimate what God can do with you in 6 months. I love that saying of day by day, nothing seems to change, but when you look back, everything is different. And when you look back in these next 6 months, don't underestimate what God can do with you and what he did do for you.
I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkness nights. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. I have lived in the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God.
See you in 2 weeks.
Oh.